is up, guys? EJ here, aka Puckbond007, and welcome to the Movie Reviewers 100, this great collaboration channel on YouTube that I'm proud to be a part of. So this week is childhood favorite week, a great week. Alan, Big Al 1982, chose to review Explorers yesterday, and it was a film I was thinking about doing as well, but he beat me to it, which is fine. I love that movie, and he did a great video on it. The movie I chose today for this week is actually going to be BMX Bandits from 1983. I chose this movie for a couple reasons. It might not be a childhood favorite for some people, but it certainly was for me when I was a kid growing up. My mom used to take me and my sister to the local video store. It was like in the upstairs part of some like grocery store, in fact, and it was a movie I'd always want to rent and always want to see, and I saw it tons of times when I was a kid. I got the DVD a few years ago now. I watched it when I got it at first, so it had been a couple years since I'd seen it. Absolutely love this movie. It's so cheesy and fun, and I had a BMX bike when I was a kid, so I related a lot to this movie when I saw it back in the day. So yeah, BMX Bandits, Australian film from 1983, directed by Bryan Trenchard-Smith. Hasn't really done anything else of note. He's worked a lot in film and television though. His most notable contribution I could see beyond BMX Bandits was directing a couple of the Leprechaun sequels, 3 and 4 I believe. He's also done some other horror stuff in the 80s and early 90s. But BMX Bandits is famous for starring Nicole Kidman in her first sort of feature film role. It's about 3 BMX bikers in a suburb of Sydney, Australia, a place called Manly. They just spend their summer riding around doing tricks on the boardwalk, so to speak. The 2 guys, PJ and Goose. PJ played by Angelo, a great name, and Goose played by James Lugton. So one day Nicole Kidman is their friend Judy. One day they're out in the water in the bay looking for basically a score, just to find something to sell, so they can buy new wheels, and they come across a crate, and it's a carton of walkie-talkies, police band radios, and these radios of course are a shipment for this gang of crooks, these bank robbers. There's a scene early on in the film where we see them rob a bank. They all put on pig masks, and one of them wears a wolf mask. So you've got the wolf and like 3 little pigs. They rob a bank. They go back to their hideout, and the boss tells them they got another job, and they need these walkie-talkies, these police band radios, so they can monitor the police situation on their next job. But the kids beat them to it, to this carton of walkie-talkies, and the rest of the film is these crooks. There's one blonde-haired guy, kind of reminds me of Billy Idol in a way. His name in the movie is Whitey, and his sort of partner is called Mustache. Whitey is played by David Argue, and Mustache is played by John Lay. They're like the 2 henchmen. They try and follow these kids around and catch them and find them. There's a couple reasons why I love this movie. It's so cheesy. The dialogue isn't great. The transfer on the DVD isn't really great. It's sort of a pan and scan, almost like it was recorded from a videotape. And the accents are pretty heavy, and but the music is so brilliantly 80s and cheesy and fun. Yeah, it's a great fun movie, and it has some really good scenes that I really like. there's a great scene where the two bad guys track down the kids outside the cemetery, and the kids climb over the fence into the cemetery to hide out, and it's all at night. It's very dark, and the two crooks put on these scary looking sort of horror masks. They're different masks from the ones they wore at the bank robbery, and they're like searching for the kids throughout the cemetery. It's actually a very well done scene. There's some pretty funny moments when they climb over the fence. There's like a drunk sitting outside the cemetery. He looks up and sees these like scary figures climbing over the fence. It's a cool shot. And my other favorite moment in the film is it's like a 25-minute long chase. The kids all are on their bikes and they're being chased by the bad guys. But there's amazing stunts during that chase. And at one point they go through a water park. They go down the water slides at the water park. It's a lot of fun. I've said that numerous times now. BMX Bandits, I loved it when I was a kid. I've seen it tons of times, and twice since I've got it. Last night I rewatched it. Nicole Kidman, I believe she was 16 when she made this. Yeah, it came out in 1983, so she was very young. One of her first roles. I love the ending too. At the end of the film, the whole idea is for these kids to get their own sort of BMX park, where all these kids can go out and ride. And at the end, you see all three of them in these races. And watching it last night, I realized these kids aren't that great at riding these BMX bikes. They like beat all these other kids, but it just seems like they're going pretty slow from the look of it. It's a cool film. It's a fun film. It's typical 80s. I loved it when I was a kid, and that's my choice for childhood favorite week. So thank you for watching as always. Make sure you check out everybody else's videos this week, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.